Hello, everyone. My name is Joe, and you're watching 360 Comics. There are almost always comic books posted for sale on Facebook Marketplace, but the sad truth is they're almost always either junk or terribly overpriced, sometimes both. That being said, when something does pop up that's a good deal or a steal, it's almost immediately gone. You have to be the first person to see it and reach out in order to get it. But every once in a while, there is a hidden gem, something that you might not realize is a great deal at first, but turns out to be an awesome one. And that is the story that I've got for you today, so stay tuned. We're a little bit over 100 away from our giveaway goal of 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube, at which point we'll be giving away this copy of Secret Wars #1. If you want to enter, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button at the top, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. You can check out our other videos from the month of May, June, and July. Like those videos and leave a comment on them for additional entries. And don't forget to turn on that bell for notifications so you know when more videos are coming. In all honesty, I rarely check Facebook Marketplace for comic books because of the reasons that I listed before. But when someone sends me a link and lets me know about something, I'm going to take a look at it and check just in case. And that is what happened this time. The woman who I paid to clean my last house before I sold it ended up messaging my wife on Facebook and saying, hey, here's some comic books. I know Joe collects them. And my wife passed that link along to me. And guess what? It turned out to be a good one. You can see in the pictures down here that this is what was listed, so it wasn't like a very appetizing post because a lot of these titles are not super popular. We've got like Wonder Woman and Legion of Superheroes, but it was a long box of comics from that era of late 70s, early 80s. So I figured it was worth at least reaching out and taking a look. The person who posted it only lived about 10 minutes away. So anyway, I met up with the owner of this collection, who in fact was the original owner, which I love to hear. She was buying these off the shelf with her twin sister as a child and had kept them all these years. Love to hear those stories. We met up at a gas station parking lot, and I went through the books that she had, and take a look here. I was not super excited at first. All of these books were clearly red. This one, in fact, had magic marker all over the front cover of it. That was pretty surprising. But there were, the lesser popular titles. We had Spidey, that kid's book. We had some Wonder Woman in here. Some of those Atlas comic books from the 70s as well. Nothing that really jumped out to me. A couple of minor keys, but nonetheless, still, probably nothing worth more than $5. Certainly nothing worth more than $10 in this box. And just was not coming up to a good amount based upon what the seller was trying to get. With an asking price of $2,000, I was not about to hop on this collection. In fact, I didn't even really feel that comfortable making an offer just because it would have been so much lower than that $2,000 asking price. I probably would have offered maybe $100 on all this stuff just because it was stuff that was not going to move, and I knew that. But I stayed for a little bit and had a discussion with the seller, kind of told her about, what I do, with comic books and the YouTube channel. And she actually is a retired teacher, and I am a former teacher myself, so we kind of connected on that level. Now, after talking with her for a while, she did let me know she has more stuff at home, which, that obviously got me excited. She said she had a comic store pull out the good stuff. She had bagged and boarded that and put it in a different box and was keeping that at home. So, like I said, I was interested, and we got talking, and I said, would I be able to look at it sometime? I don't know if you're willing to sell it, but I'd love to take a look and maybe make an offer, talk to you about what you have. And she immediately said, why don't you just come over and do so? And I was really happy that she was, so hospitable there and, had me over her house. So we went over and took a look at it, and there was some certainly better stuff in that box. This was definitely where the good stuff in this collection was hiding. You can say there's the more popular titles: Amazing Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, some of the giant-size books, and even going back all the way to the Silver Age, a couple of them. We got that Silver Age Avengers book right there. And the very next one, look at that. First appearance of Spider-Woman. Iron Fist #1 for a solo book. Definitely not bad there. And we got into some X-Men. These are the reprints from the Bronze Age. But then, holy moly, staring right back at me, giant size X-Men #1, one of my absolute grails, followed by X-Men 94, all the way up to into the 100s as well. Only a couple of them missing. And giant size X-Men 2 there. Pulled these books out as being the best of the best in the bunch. Some first appearances and some really important books in comic book history. After combing through it all, I knew two things. Number one, I needed to take home this collection. And number two, I wasn't going to be able to get it for a steal of a deal. I had to make a really competitive offer because, the owner knew what she had and probably had other people messaging her as well, because this was, again, a Facebook Marketplace post. So I ended up kind of sectioning things off into the biggest books, the other key issues, and then that long box that we saw in the beginning. And in total for everything, I made an offer on each individual item, and then I also bundled it all up and offered $2,550 for the whole lot of all the comics she had. Now, she was interested in this, but couldn't give me the definitive answer because she had to talk to her twin sister. I mentioned before, they bought these off the shelf together back in the 1970s, and she wasn't going to let them go without approval from her sister. She called, left a message, and unfortunately was not able to get a hold of her at the time. I had some stuff to do, so I ended up going home, leaving my card, leaving my number and everything. And fortunately, later that night, about 10 o'clock at night when I was doing my live claim sale on Instagram, I got a call saying, "We are accepting your offer. You can come back tonight and pick it up if you would like." And that is just what I did. I headed over there as soon as my claim sale was over and picked up this collection. Let's take a look at some of the best books that were in this group. We're going to put this one aside for now because that is last for sure. But let's take a look at X-Men number 97. This is, I believe it's the first cameo appearance of Lilandra, and a couple other, early key significances from this part of the Claremont run of X-Men, which started at issue number 94. Then we've got number 98, awesome Sentinel cover. Again, some minor things. Be careful with this one. There is a 30-cent price variant that is very, very expensive. This is just the regular printing of the book, though. Then we've got the first cameo appearance of Black Tom Cassidy in X-Men number 99. And there was no X-Men number 100. Was very surprised to see that not there. But we're going to skip ahead a little bit to X-Men 102. This is the one of the early Claremont books. I believe this is the first time that Juggernaut and Colossus battle, and I think if I remember correctly, this is the first time that Peter, the name Peter is used for Colossus. It's revealed that that's his name. And speaking of name reveals, I believe this is also the first time the name Logan is revealed. X-Men number 103. Now, that being said, there are some more X-Men books. We'll come back to that, but I just want to show you some other keys first. We got Iron Fist number 1. This is a book I've been meaning to pick up for a while. I think he's going to eventually show up in the MCU. Probably the new version of Iron Fist, not the original Danny Rand version, but nonetheless, Iron Fist stuff. Let's give him a redemption in the MCU. Then we got this one, and this was an upgrade to the personal collection. This is Marvel Spotlight number 32. First appearance of, I almost said Wonder Woman, Spider-Woman. First appearance of Spider-Woman, the original Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, and great cover, awesome stuff, and a book that I had in my PC, lower grade, but upgraded to this one, and actually sold off the the lower grade version the same night in that claim sale as soon as I got the call about this. Then we got Champions #1. First team appearance of the Champions. Certainly a team could utilize the name Champions. I don't think it'll be this exact team or anything like that. But in the MCU, I think we'll probably see a Champions team. Probably the newer one. I think it was the 2014 run. Moving on to Marvel Team Up Annual #1. This is a book I've never come across in the wild before. I think it's probably a little bit rarer of a book because it's an annual, not part of the regular run, and it's kind of like an offshoot run, the Team Up series. But this is a team up between Spider-Man and X-Men. It's actually the first meeting of Spider-Man and the new X-Men team. He did meet Nightcrawler first in the Amazing Spider-Man run, but the rest of them, including Wolverine, obviously two big characters there, Spidey and Wolverine, their first meetup. So great book to have as the X-Men look like they're coming to the MCU. Then we got the big ones. These are the big boys. We've got, and actually I'm going to move this stuff real quick because we don't want any chance of anything falling over like has happened before. X-Men #94, the second appearance of Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm, Thunderbird, the third full appearance of Wolverine, his 5th appearance overall, and the very first Claremont X-Men book. His run lasted almost 200 issues and 16 full years. There's nothing better than Claremont X-Men. It is the best comic book run ever, in my opinion, which is also a fact. It's an opinion, but come on, it's a fact. We're moving on now to X-Men 101. This one was skipped before. There was no 100, I mentioned that, but 101 is the first appearance of Phoenix. This is a really nice copy, but unfortunately the bottom staples popped, and I'm not sure how much that's going to affect the grade. I can't imagine it getting like a, any higher than like a 6.0 or 6.5 or something like that with a bottom staple being popped. The cover is not attached to that bottom staple, so it's in really nice shape. Otherwise, we're definitely going to get this one slabbed up, so we'll see how it comes back. I'm not sure how CGC really treats that. And of course, the big boy, the last one, the first appearance of Nightcrawler, my favorite comic book character ever, the first appearance of Storm, Colossus, and Thunderbird, the second full appearance of Wolverine, 4th appearance overall, and the book that started it all, the reintroduction of the X-Men, all new, all different team, right before Claremont took over. This is a massive upgrade from the copy that I have. I'm going to show that to you guys right here. This one right here I got for a great price from my local comic shop because it has rips and tears and creases and a panel clipped out and tape all over it and duct tape on the inside front cover. You heard me right, duct tape. I've talked about this book plenty on the mic, on other people's shows, and on Instagram. Love this book to death, but it is time to move it on to another collector. I love it. I'm so happy that I did have it for a while, but hey, we upgraded. This is a much nicer mid-grade copy. This one is definitely getting slabbed up, and this one will move on to someone else. And I was actually looking up coverless copies. They're selling for like $600, $700, even like almost up to $800. I'm going to price this one, right about there. Probably at, I think I had it up for $800 at one point. That is kind of my asking price on it now, but I'm fielding offers. So if you're interested in this giant size X-Men 1 that is in very low grade, feel free to message me on Instagram and we can talk about it if you want to make an offer or something. But yeah, we upgraded. We are on cloud 9 with this collection because if you remember, last year, at the end of last year, I made my 2021 goals, and completing the Claremont run was like kind of my stretch goal. Well, guess what? I only needed 101 and 94 and a couple other cheap books, and guess what? I got the two hardest ones to get, and I think I have all the cheaper ones at this point in the year as well. I have to check, but I think this collection completes my Claremont run of X-Men, which was such a big goal of mine. Never would have thought a year ago that I would have it within this time, but guess what? Looks like I did. That was, some hunting, some hard work, all that stuff. Led to me getting this awesome score, and I am very thankful to the seller and her husband who welcomed me into their home. And yeah, shout out to them big time. This shows that, it takes a little bit effort to sometimes dig a little bit more on a collection, but sometimes it is worth it, because on first glance, it looked like some, third-rate DC titles from the late 70s, but there ended up being an absolute grail in there, as well as some other books that are really, really important to me and staying in the personal collection. Like I said, I paid $2,550 for that, for everything. It's certainly worth more than that. I'm gonna be able to make some of my money back by flipping the books that I don't want to keep. Got a nice little long box of 70s filler issues and a couple keys and stuff like that. But most of these are either additions or upgrades to my personal collection. And that is even better than buying a collection for a profit, finding stuff that you want to keep yourself. All this stuff, the bigger books rather, are going off to get graded, so we'll see how they come back. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. Until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.